Is it my time to go back on again?
No, it's some average normal dude playing the role of Messiah. He's like a construction worker or something.
He seems nice.
Waking up in 2026 is kind of like, which page of Revelation am I on? Oh, it's the bombing of Jerusalem page. That's actually happening right now. Some of the holiest sites on earth, arguably the holiest sites for Islam, Judaism, and Christianity, are all in the city of Jerusalem. And so when bombs are falling, you have a real shot of hitting any of the thousands of holy sites all throughout the old city, where the most important historical moments on earth happened. The ascension of Christ, the crucifixion of Christ, the temple, Al-Aqsa Mosque, built on the site of the old temple. Well, ladies and gentlemen, are we going to witness the ushering in of the end times when the third temple is rebuilt? Pay attention to this scaffolding right here. That's the lead up to Al-Aqsa Mosque, otherwise known as the Dome on the Rock, built on the foundation of the second temple, which was hit by an Iranian bomb yesterday. For those of you who read your Bible, you'll understand, of course, the significance here. You don't even have to read the Bible. You can just understand that the mosque built on top of the holiest place in all of Judaism and one of the holiest places in all of Islam, when that's getting bombed, you have potentially a major conflict on your hand, the likes of which we've never seen, like a proper religious war, but in the modern times. Here you can see the bombs flying over top of the Al-Aqsa Mosque, the Western Wall. You can see this in Israel, the Church of the Holy Sepulchre. You can see the bombs falling in the shadow of the mosque. Whew, they're getting close. And of course, you can see the scaffolding leading up to the mosque. I mean, this is how close they are. They're literally just meters away from the holiest sites in all of antiquity and the modern day. Air raid sirens in the Church of the Holy Sepulchre. Chilling. I mean, it really does chill you to the bone. And what happens when they hit the place where Christ was crucified and was buried? That's what this church represents. Again, you're talking like a proper holy war here. And that's eventually what we're going to see. The Dome on the Rock, this mosque, built by Muslims after the Second Temple was destroyed, it contains some of the most sacred texts of Islam. Muhammad was allegedly there. He was there because, well, it's a pretty important location. This was what used to stand in that location. This is the Second Temple. It contained the spirit and likeness and essence of God, right, inside of the Holy of Holies here. And the temple courts were places where Christ taught. Christ said that no stone will remain on this building. And 70 years later, the Romans just took the entire thing apart. I mean, really down to the studs. And there are no more stones of the original temple left standing. Now what stands there is a mosque. And it's very old. And it's very sacred. And if something were to happen to it, well, it'd be very bad. Anyway, the point is that now that the bombs are falling, people are very, very on keel for what's going to happen here. And before we get to Bibi Netanyahu's pretty remarkable commentary from last night about ushering in of the Messiah, let's talk about why the Temple Mount getting bombed is so significant and how do the two connect. The third temple refers to the hypothetical future Jewish temple in Jerusalem that would be built on the Temple Mount in the site of the first temple, built by Solomon, the one that was desecrated and destroyed by the Romans 70 years after Christ promised, exactly to the date, after Christ promised this would all happen. Its significance varies across religious tradition, but it carries profound spiritual, prophetic, and geopolitical weight. In Judaism, the temple is a central element of messianic redemption and restoration of full Jewish religious life. The temple is the dwelling place of God's presence, and on the earth, the center of sacrifices, worship, and atonement. You really can't have Torah Judaism without it. The practice of Judaism without this temple is kind of out to sea, right? This was the center of Jewish life. This is why Passover is so important, why everybody traveled there, including Christ, right? And Christ's family, Mary, Joseph, and so on, all go to Jerusalem. The center of the faith is that temple. Well, it is no longer standing. Christ is the temple now, right? In Christian tradition. Many sources that are tied to the Messianic age say effectively that, in the third temple, even though it doesn't exist today, the third temple would bring about the actual Messiah, right? Human effort to bring about the Messiah in Judaism. In Christian tradition, the temple will be built, animal sacrifices will resume, the Antichrist will enter it, will halt the sacrifices, 7-year tribulation period, he'll declare himself God, the abomination of desolation. This triggers intense persecution towards Christians and leads to Christ's second coming. So in Christian tradition, end times prophecies, Daniel and Revelation and so on, this is kind of what people see as the rebuilding of the second temple. They view it as like a potential Messiah moment, actually, in Judaism and in Christianity. Anyway, it's dangerous out there, right? Like America lost a massive plane, air refueling tanker crashes after incident in Iraq during Operation Epic Fury. One of these right here. Like one of these planes crashes on the Temple Mount, for instance, you would destroy it. So anyway, everybody is sharing and is shocked at this commentary from Bibi Netanyahu yesterday, talking about we will make sure that we will make it to the return of the Messiah, but it will not happen next Thursday. Listen to this translation
in
here.
many ways, and in ways that would be revealed at a later stage. And I can say that Israel is much stronger, much greater than it has been in the past. We need to recognize this. And I believe we all recognize the fact that we will reach to the kingdom. We will make it to the return of the Messiah, but this will not happen next Thursday. The lives of nations is always precarious and surrounded with threats. Our survival, our endurance is a result of alliances that.
So is Bibi Netanyahu straight up saying that the kingdom will be reestablished, like the Israeli kingdom that God promised, like that is effectively the entire Mediterranean? The entire Mideast, but all the way up to the Mediterranean, the promise of God to Abraham, and that they are going to usher in the return of the Messiah, meaning the building of the third temple. Is that what he's saying? The return? Netanyahu on Iran. We will make it to the return of the Messiah. Okay. What the F? Right? Buddy, that happened 2,000 years ago. You missed the boat. That's right. The Messiah had already returned. His name is Jesus Christ. Of course, Jews hold that Christ is not the Messiah. Why would he say return of the Messiah? The Messiah to him, the Antichrist to us. As I've been warning you for some time, they're staging a Bible prophecy to give rise to the Antichrist. Maybe the building of the third temple will be part of this. He's not talking about Christ. I was under the impression the Jewish Messiah hasn't arrived yet. So it's either a misquote or Bibi did a stealth conversion to Christianity. Interesting. Return of the Messiah. So Bibi, who is Jewish, basically just admitted that Jesus Christ is the Messiah. Nice. Jews hold, of course, the Messiah hasn't come yet. The temple, of course, would be a building that would allow the first Messiah to come. Obviously, Messiah's already been here. His name is Jesus. We should probably slowly accept that we are living in the end times. That's right. Okay. So there is a community note on this saying that there's a translation problem here. and maybe everyone's losing their minds over a translation problem. Let's go ahead and read. It hasn't been confirmed yet as the full community note. Typically, these guys who are doing the translations are pretty accurate, right? But let's go ahead and read. I think everyone asked, wait, will we reach tranquility and inheritance? Will we reach the Messianic era? I'll tell you, maybe we will reach the Messianic era, but it's not going to happen next Thursday. That seems like really built out. It doesn't seem like exactly what he's saying, or maybe the interpreter just really got it wrong. Nonetheless, he's talking about the Messianic era. Could he be talking about the rebuilding of the temple, the third temple? Could be talking about a new temple up on the Temple Mount. For Jewish people, that would be a Messianic era. For Christians, that means the bad times are upon us. What will become of this moment in time, I don't know. But it does sure as hell feel like we are living through one of the earlier chapters of Revelation, hopefully. We'll see, ladies and gentlemen. Very interesting, though. We will make it to the return of the Messiah. But not next week. Okay. And even the note says, effectively that's like the right translation. So there you go. There's your dose of revelation for the day. Goodness gracious. Careful, pray, keep your head on a swivel, and Christ is King. See you.